MameHaze.
Hello, it's Sunday and I thought I'd do another little stream today where I look at some of the obscure additions to MAME of late. I'm not quite sure exactly where the stream is going to go because it's not that well planned out, but I was just looking at some of the additions to MAME over the last few releases and some of the work that I've been doing too, and a lot of what has been covered is kind of obscure, kind of things people aren't going to be talking about. There's, say, one or two arcade games and then a few random bits and pieces that I think are worth looking at, so I anticipate this being quite a short stream, but I thought it would be a good idea to actually have a look at some of those. And the one I'm going to start with is the one I was looking at, which is TCH's Powerball, and this is almost certainly a prototype version of making it being given, and it runs on the Wheels on Fire type hardware, and it actually runs a bit better than Wheels on Fire does, because Wheels on Fire makes rather weird use of the hardware, whereas Powerball kind of makes mostly sensible use. I wouldn't say sensible use, it's still a bit weird. But we'll get to that in a moment. And hey Tilanus and hey Mr. Midas 2K. I'm not too bad today. It's a little warmer than I'd like it to be, but you know, I will survive. I will cope. Anyway, let's look over to the game. Now, this I believe was programmed by the same programmers as Wheels on Fire. And if you actually look in the track demo at the start, it's got adverts for Wheels on Fire, and then if you look at Wheels on Fire has adverts for this. But while Wheels on Fire was released, you don't believe this one was. No, you can already see there's a bit of a glitch here, it's not cleared the background properly for this screen. And this hardware is unusual because it's not time lapse and sprites, it's a blitter based system, so it blits to a frame buffer. And it kind of feels like the blitter almost works by chance. The way each game uses it doesn't seem logical. It's almost like they just threw values at it until it gave the results they wanted. This one is happier than most. But yes, I showed a preview of this on my video on my channel before. People said it seemed a bit like an arcade version of Speedball. I guess that is a fair enough comparison. I mean, it is a case of picking up this ball with your hands and throwing it. A bit like Heavy Smash from Day 3's 2, really. Now, I don't think this works perfectly yet, but I just wanted to show it while I could. And there we go. Yeah, the music may be stolen from somewhere. I don't know. These Spanish games, because this is a game developed from Spain for TCH. Sometimes borrowed music if we're in kind. I'm not doing very well here. I've already let in 2 goals, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, the idea is to obviously pass the ball around by throwing it and get down the other end and score. But you don't seem to have a dedicated keeper. The keeper just seems to be any other player, so they're swapping them out. And so far, I'm doing quite badly. But yes, it does have that sort of Euro dance Amiga type tracker sound to it. The actual hardware is Twin 68K. The second 68K is the sound processor, which is driving stereo DACs. So in that sense, it's not even that dissimilar. I mean, the Amiga was DNA assisted DAC, but this is just DACs, but it's got a dedicated 68K driving it. So it may be running some sort of software tracker in the background. There we go, at least I scored something back. But, yeah, I've not played this extensively, so I don't know how well it does work, but I don't think we're going to be getting past the first stage. Now, as this is a blitter, all the graphics are stored in pages rather than as tiles. The way they're stored in this game is kind of weird. There's like a pixel gap between each of the virtual tiles that it blits. And then you look at the coordinates it sends to blit and they all seem to be off by a pixel or so. So, yeah, it's a bit weird, especially if you then use the same calculation of the other games and say if you're offsetting to blit these tiles, the other tiles in the other game end up off a bit. So it's like there's maybe some pre-adjust depending on other factors. It's not clear at all. Yeah, this doesn't work like this in the current MAME release. This is based on the current PR I have open, a pull request. But I don't know when that's going to be merged, but I just thought I'd show it down here. I would like to get past the first round at some point, but who knows if that will happen. But yeah, everything on the drive seems very fragile and badly programmed as far as the game goes, and the drive is a bit of a mess itself. So I think the developers were struggling with these games, in all honesty. I think they were struggling with the hardware. So it doesn't make much sense. There we go. I have scored. Still losing there. Fancy move, a bit like Windjammers. The ball did not want to go in a straight line there. That's the charge shot though. I can do a charge shot now, but yeah, the AI is rather aggressive in this. I don't know if it sort of fixed the hardest difficulty or something, but if I'm just terrible at it, like it was terrible at International Cup 94 yesterday, and I was looking at the title games. So I found a post. That's that keeper all the way out there. That was that keeper. Now they keep looking somebody else. Oh no, that's my chance of winning good one. But yeah, this must have been close to completion at least, because I mean, maybe there are places where the sound design feels a bit undercut, like it doesn't announce time if it just says it on the screen there. But there does seem to be a mostly complete game with this one. Bit of flash flare on the presentation there as well, with the highlight and the Powerball text. So yeah, I think these were developed after 95 though is the problem. From Docs had a chat with the developer of Wheels on Fire, and they mentioned these games and how, you know, PlayStation type hardware was starting to steal their thunder, and there was no really the arcade for this type of thing. So I think these were right at the end of TCH's existence, and that's probably why they didn't get released. You see how the keepers switch around. But it's gone to super turbo speed because nobody's scored in a while. But yeah, it's possible had TCH been around a little bit longer, this one might have made it out the door. But I think it's in one of the other games, the prototypes that we found at the same time, explicitly says 1997 as a date on it. So that's likely when these were around, these were being developed. And as you can see, yeah, for 1997, this was a little primitive. But, I mean, I don't know for sure. It could have been sitting around for a bit longer, but there's no copyright date displayed on this one. Am I going to get anywhere? Am I actually going to complete the level? I don't know. It does have a service menu, but I did try changing it to have a safe difficulty.
Welcome.
I can go difficulty and put it on very easy. I'm going to go exit. Save and exit, but I don't think it actually saves it. We'll find out. Or now the sound doesn't work. Yeah. You see, that's the problem. They say that it's very fragile, and sound CPU sometimes doesn't respond properly. I don't know if there's a reset signal not hooked up. I think now if I go into service mode, difficulty is one. Oh no, it's still set to very easy. Interesting. It may now be on very easy. So we'll see if I can actually win a match now. So it does seem to save it. That's interesting. Of course, it's a prototype, so who knows if the difficulty is implemented or not. We will find out. You do have this second, you have the roll button too, of course. There's multiple buttons, I'm only using one of them. But, I don't really know when it's best to use this one, because it just sort of curls around, which doesn't seem the most useful thing to be doing for a shot. And it bounces around, maybe it's a strategy. Well, there we go, that was a bit of a cheeky steal off the keeper and score. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Say, even Galaxian were doing 3D games in the 90s, so the Spanish industry itself had moved on. It wasn't just the big Japanese companies. I mean, Korea did hang on for a lot longer doing 2D games, simple 2D games, but I don't know. I think Spain tended to import from Korea rather than Korea import from Spain. So time up, and I think I won. Maybe it was easier. What happens next? Next round. Again, no announcement speech, just music here. Taito, I mean, Taito even, we were talking yesterday, the last F3 system game was 1998, which was Landmaker. They did some 2D games in 97, but that was the end of their 2D run. Different field of play here. There we go. I've scored. It felt like a very cheap goal to score, but we'll see how far we can get in this game. I like goals, that's not going to help, is it? So let's try not to do that. What was it saying? Hey, Aussie guy, welcome, welcome. And hey, Seedless Gamer. I'm not working on Hyperneo 64 at the moment, no. I finished work on that last time I was working on it. It needs somebody else to do the sound emulation before I really even consider continuing. It got to the point where anything I did, people just asking about the sound, so it seemed a bit pointless to continue. And I lost again. But no, this is not a Taito game stream, this is an obscure game stream. I don't know if Heavy Smash itself counts as obscure enough to have a look at. I think enough people know that one. Am I going to get anywhere in this game? I really don't know. It seems their keeper gets back far too quickly. You know, they will come out, but then they'll immediately give out where they need to be. Which limits the chance to actually score quite significantly. But the only goals I'm getting are just really cheap ones when their keeper's gone out of place. I don't have a scoring technique otherwise. I'm losing again. Oh, and I moved my own keeper out of the way. Is TCH a known developer? They're more published than a developer. I think they funded some games and bought up other games. But they're a known company in Spain. There's quite a lot of stuff credited to them over the years. Some bootleggy stuff, other original. They've got things like Speed Spin with their name on, Action Hollywood, Kick Goal and things like that. That error has not been resolved. It was tested on a PCB and it does not seem to happen on the PCB, surprisingly. So it needs more investigation. It's not a new bug. I tested versions of MAME and Rainback until 2001 and it still occurs there. But I asked Darksoft to test it on a PCB and they could not reproduce it on a PCB. So it's a very weird emulation bug. The multi-PCB testament is made from the main ROM set, so it's not a ROM issue either. But I don't really know. I have to say my special move is just useless. It just ball around in a little circle. Okay. I don't think we're going to win this match. So I would not be surprised if all the music here was ripped from somewhere. Now I'm just losing badly. Okay, let's press F3 and reset and open it. Let's restart it. In fact, so F3 reset seems to kill the music. Maybe that team's just useless. There are different teams, aren't there? I guess they have different special moves. We've got a different area again. No, it just seems to be a curvy ball again. Not the same team as I was before now. I don't think you can control the ball when it's doing that curved shot. I don't think you can. Oh, I'll let me go again. So yeah, this is Powerball. Not to be confused with the Playmark game Powerballs, which is also kind of obscure, but a different game entirely. And I'm terrible at this. Right, okay, that's that team. So what if I choose a different team? See the Grill and Fire logo in the intro. What these guys? They definitely put a bit of work into the graphics here, didn't they? Looking very Jaguar-like. Jaguar is kind of a glitter too. Oh. Thank you to Gerald Mallows for subscribing. If you're in the chat, feel free to say hello. So all the teams seem to play the same based on what I can tell, based on my own playing. I think you need to master this weird purple before you get anywhere in the game. Problem is, I don't think this is an amazing amount of fun, which maybe may have contributed to it not getting released. Just seems like the ball bounces all over the place. And the ball's just passing back. Yeah. I've given it away again. So yeah, this is Powerball. I think I'm probably going to move on shortly because it's actually just not that much fun, unfortunately. At least I'm not enjoying it. It's too hard to actually do anything. You get closed down very, very quickly all the time, and yeah. Time up. And I lost again. So I've only won one match the whole time. Let's not continue. There's a nice little game over sequence here. Get hit by the game over sign. But yeah, Powerball. Once the PR is merged, it will be in the state in MAME, so it will be generally playable. But if you want to have a look, it looks like Amiga 32. Yeah, I mean, it has that Euro look to it. That's the thing. It is a European game, and it looks like a European game. And that's the start music of Patrick Hero 93. That does not surprise me. Anyway, it could have been lost, but it is now at least found prototype. One of the other ones that was found at the same time, unfortunately the sound one was missing on the PCB, is a Kong Ball. Now this one definitely, this is what I mean by the weird offsets though, because if I correct the offsets to get the sprites and tiles in Powerball correct, you see there's lots of things off by a line, and this which is why you got the lines all over the screen. Weird hardware, but I think this might be an adult game, but I don't think we'll get into that adult content if it even has any in it. So no sound ROMs, the sound ROMs have been taken off the PCB, but yeah, it goes into great detail explaining how to play it, which I'm going to skip through. Come on. This one does have a copyright display. Flickers a bit there. Yeah. Very, very longer track demo. And this is even when he's trying to skip parts of it. So you say, it says Kong Ball Club. If it's some letters missing, if you've enjoyed playing Kong Ball, please send an email to ddm@servicecom.s. I'm sure that's not no longer still around, but they've got the TCH logo and they've got the DDM logo, and the program was Jesus apparently. So you've got the actual program credits on this one, which is kind of nice to see. Yes, get through that, and yes, at some point it does give you a 1997 date. You've got the high score list, which is a bit flickery. There you go. A game by Digital Dreams, copyright 1997. That's what I'm saying. These are from around 97. Yes. Select Manga Girls or whatever. I don't know. Yes. So basically, you pick up balls with both hands if you want, and then you throw them into the proper pot. But if you don't get them in the proper thing, that's not good. But you have to bounce them off the walls. See, I'm getting it wrong right now. I do it. I duck and do it down there. I can get it in that one. But yes, you can tell this is just the first stage, fairly early on in the game design though, because it's got the stupidly longer track mode that tells you everything, and then when you play it, it forces you through this tutorial so you know how to play it. But yeah, you're just picking up balls and throwing them into the tubes at the top. And you can grab more than one at once, and oh, that's one needs to go in the middle, so we need to maybe jump before we throw it. There we go. Oh look, picture completed. Basically, tutorial done. But yeah, there's no indication this was really close to finished. I'm assuming the sound ROMs have been taken off rather than sound never having been programmed, because the test mode does have a sound test, but no sound. It doesn't think so. Picture one is Indians, so I can do this one and then I can do this one. Does that count as a double? It might do. I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't know. How do you make this concept fun? I think that's maybe what they were struggling with. Oh, picture completed, you see. I've uncovered something, but it's not quite rendering the correct graphics, but yeah. Yeah, the graphics are kind of ugly. I mean, it's meant to be Kong, I think, so it's meant to be a monkey Donkey Kong, but it looks more like a bear monkey. Round 3. Yeah, okay. Now this does look a lot better on the PCB. These video glitches are MAME not rendering the correct stuff. We have seen it on the PCB, and it does look better on the PCB. So don't judge this one by how the current state of the emulation is. It's just a case, say, the blitter is really kind of nonsense, and I've not managed to hook it correctly yet. Might need some pretty extensive studying of the game code to see what's going on. So that's the wrong one. So if you leave the balls too long, they do turn into the fireballs, and the fireballs do hurt you. Oh, look, push button. I guess that's the picture I won. It's probably missing a lot of gameplay ideas. Oh, the cannibals. Okay. But we'll play it for a little bit. I just wanted to show that, you know, it's a rare prototype, and possibly a game nobody had even known about. What am I doing? I don't even know if you can lose at the moment. I'm assuming you can. That's going to turn into fire soon, so I think we have to get rid of that. So that is the challenge, is getting rid of the balls before they turn into fire, because then they can hurt you. But if that's the only enemy, then that's not the most challenging thing in the world, is it? We'll keep playing a little bit, see where we get to. Yeah, you just throw things up there to uncover tiles, and that is it. Yeah, if there's anything inappropriate, we will escape out. I don't really know. I've not played it that much. Round 5. Round 5? Really? Wasn't I just on round 3? Have I skipped a round? Or maybe it's just a case of it rendering the wrong tile. Maybe it meant to render the right number. No, I can't double. It's encouraged you to do doubles, but then there's no point in doing doubles. That's going to turn into fire. No, it's not. We've got to do it soon enough. See, that's fire. That will hurt me if I touch that one. So there is actually technically an enemy of sorts in the playfield now. Oh, yeah, I got burned by holding the fire one. Fine, lost a life. But yeah, I mean, it'd probably look a bit better if I fixed the graphic emulation, but the gameplay is just this. Game and Watch meets Breakout. Yeah, okay. I didn't get any doubles again. I think the game is too simple. Round 6, the dead people. What are these stages even? We've had Indian attack, we've had cannibals, and now we've got dead people. Look, I got a double, but I mean, there's no possibility to get anything beyond a double because you've only got 2 hands. So it's not like there's even a combo system. It's like we've got some ideas, but we didn't manage to do anything with them. Oh, look, another double. Oh, we got burned again. So we will play the credit through at least. But yeah, I think we can see why this didn't get a release. Well, as far as we know, it didn't get a release. Nobody's ever mentioned they played this or remember this. It's interesting that, you know, the programs are credited, and they did do some other games. If you look up the development studio, they did release some games on other platforms, but none of them look like this. But yeah, that's game over. Oh look, Wibbly Live School effect on game over. I fancy. Do I want to continue? Well, what does continuing do? Can I continue? Does continue feature even work? Is the game broken now? Oh, okay. It didn't let you continue quite then, and yeah, whatever. That is Kong Ball. Now that wasn't the earliest prototype. Radical Enduro. This one does have sound ROMs on the board, but doesn't produce any sound. This looks a lot worse in MAME on PCB. That did at one point render the full logo, but yeah, this has got several courses which you can barely see you selecting. Most of them don't work. I think medium 2 doesn't work. Most courses even crash the PCB. There we go. This one doesn't crash immediately, but usually crashes pretty soon afterwards anyway. We're going to go somewhere. But, yeah, this was clearly meant to be some kind of rally game. Now, I imagine, I mean, the Claw Grip could not get any of the courses to work on the PCB. It just crashed immediately. So this one is a complete mess. It's working better in MAME here than it does on the PCB apparently. The graphical breakup would probably not happen if we fix the emulation in MAME, but to say if we fix the emulation in MAME, the game might stop working entirely because the PCB didn't work at all. I don't know why there's no sound, because this one does have sound ROMs, but again, the hardware emulation is kind of bad at the moment. But you can see what the potential here was with this one, but there's very little to it. I think there's 1 or 2 courses that are implemented. The rest of them will just white screen you because the data isn't there. But this is very, very early on in development. So, yeah, this is kind of obscure. Nobody will have seen this for a good, well, over 20 years, maybe 25 years, since the development was abandoned for it. And again, there's no evidence to suggest this was released at all. I think it died when TCH pulled out of the arcade industry. But yeah, it's a bit World Rally, but on a bike, isn't it? There don't seem to be any enemies implemented at this stage. It's just some basic courses. How do you even approach emulating it? I think we've got some sort of machine is incomplete flags, which we just have to tag it with. I mean, there's that BB prototype thing in MAME as well, where it basically does nothing on the PCB either, but it was a sort of demo test that went out. See, that arrow is completely weird because that's not any way the course can go. There we go. I think I completed the course. So yeah, there's probably a load of missing graphics at this point. But back here, back to the screen. Now, yeah, that's just some of that. Now I think one of the expert courses worked. Not that one. Not that one. Did Expert 2 work? Yeah, the Expert 2 does this, but the entire course is well, this is the entire course. And then it goes back to the title screen. So woo, well done. Well done, Expert 2 course. You are a very complete course. I think one of the hard courses sometimes work. Hard one? Is this hard one? Is this one going to work, or is this the same as the one I just did? I don't remember. But yeah. Ooh. Let's do some jumps. Let's do a very big jump. That was radical. I think you get the idea there. It would have been interesting had it maybe been finished, but Yeah, there's basically no game here. I guess you don't get much more obscure than games that are clearly almost entirely unfinished. I kind of wonder if this game started off on different hardware though, because if you look in the graphics ROMs on this, everything is stored in the pages as tiles. It almost feels like it was developed for tile-based hardware and then ported to this hardware. So maybe there's a more complete version on a different hardware platform before they did that. But again, I really don't know. This is I can't remember the developer of this one on system information. Sator Video Games. I couldn't find any information on Sator Video Games. Unlike the other one, Sator just didn't seem to come up as anything meaningful on searches. So, yeah. I think we ran out of track and then it crashed. But yeah, there's not much to this one. Not much to that one. Hey, Umberto. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Right, so after some weird TCH prototypes, I guess we should look at a recent editions is a little bit more playable. This is A Lone Shettle Crew by New Digimatic. Now, this seems to run on hardware very much like Nichibutsu's Wiping. While New Digimatic are an Italian company, it kind of suggests the game may have been developed in Japan. It's the 1984 release. I say release again, we don't really know if it got released, but it's copyrighted 1984. Maze game. You go around picking up the things. When you pick something up, a flag appears. And yeah, the teleports you elsewhere on the map. And if you don't know that, you can just teleport into an enemy and die, as I did there. Yeah, you can only go one way through them. And that spinny ball thing is really annoying. So the flags, I think the numbers on the flags appear in the order you pick them up, which I believe is actually important. But the other thing is faster than you, so yeah, once it homes in on you, you're kind of in trouble. For that reason, I'm going to make use of the infinite lives dip switch, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to show you much of this game. I don't know how you predict the movement of that ball thing. It's kind of annoying, and you can't kill it, you can't destroy it, you can't harm the ball. So, yeah. I can kind of see why this game may not have ended very popular. I think you slow it down if you hit it, so that might help a little bit. Oh, and I teleported into the enemy because I didn't look where I was teleporting. Anyway. And when you get all 10, they flash. And when they're flashing, I think you're meant to try and pick them up again in order to get bonus score. As soon as you pick one up out of order, stage ends. So you have to plan your route. I don't know if dying interrupts the collection pattern. But because I've not got 7, if I go and get 8 now, it will end the stage. But it gives me bonus 500 times 7 for collecting them in order the second time round. It was likely developed by Graphic Research GRC for New Digimatic, Ozon I says. Now the colours in this are a bit questionable. We're using the wiping palette decode, which does not match the PCB shots we're given, but the PCB just seems to have, well, the PCB seems to be hooked up incorrectly. Oh yeah, you get enemies stacked on each other like that, so you think you've killed one enemy, and you move across them, and you realise you haven't because they're stacked on each other. Yeah, this game is full of bad design choices, if you're polite. But yeah, some of these items look like they should be different colours, but those colours just don't exist, or the palette values it rights are wrong. There's a protection device on the PCB that seems to be entirely unused. It maybe reads from it before when you start a game, but doesn't really care about any of the values. So it feels a bit prototyping. So thank you to the Kinsai for following. If you're here, please feel free to say hello. There we go. So if you're not bothered, I was going to say, if you're not bothered about the bonus points, I would just go and get one of the flags. I collect flag 1, just 2, 1, 2, maybe 3, just to... And I've never managed to collect all the flags when I've been playing before. But yeah, collecting the flags twice is how you get your bonus points. It's odd that it doesn't punish you for dying when you're doing this. But the point with 3 enemies on top of each other there that look like one. Yeah, there's definitely flaws in the design here. Maybe the politest way to put it. When those slide out, you can't walk over them. There we go. I got a return, which should just give you maximum bonus, perfect bonus, plus 5,000 points. So, yeah, if you want to get the score, that's what you have to do. You have to collect the flags again twice. Well, collect the flags in the order. Plan your route around the level, I guess, to make it easier to collect them again, is the strategy. Yes, this drops an alien bee thing on you. UFO there. Why bees arrive in alien spacecraft? I don't know. It's not my game design. Yeah, I think Shettle is meant to be Shuttle. Again, it suggests that the game may not have been finished, because surely that would have been caught. I mean, yeah, we saw similar with the Spanish game Nightmare, which has the cabinet art as Nickmare or something. But it does kind of shout unfinished game. Yeah, the bee enemy look comes from what looks like a kitty flying saucer. I don't know. Yeah, I think at this point you've basically seen what the game is, though. It's definitely super obscure. If you play it in the current MAME release, the colours are completely wrong, because Otto was trying to match the PCB pictures we got, the shots we got, but after looking at those myself, it's quite clear that red and blue are swapped on the PCB pictures, and the PCB was not outputting any kind of red and green was swapped, and the PCB was not outputting any kind of blue, so they can't really be trusted. And say using the wiping code, there's these colours which make a lot more sense, because things like the flame on the spaceship are flame coloured. Yeah, we can expect. Things are firing in this level, so it has become a little bit more tricky. Yeah, it's definitely got quite a few similarities to wiping. Even that yo-yo sound effect is a bit like the squeaky wiping hoof, isn't it? I like wiping a lot. This, on the other hand, it's kind of rough. 84. I mean, maybe if this was like 81, you could have gone, okay, fair enough. You know, it's Pac-Man playing 82, 83, 84, no. Let's not get them in order and get only 1 point. Yeah, the owner obviously didn't know how to hook it up. So we're probably quite lucky they didn't do any further damage to it by using the wrong pinout. But clearly, yeah, the PCB was not hooked up properly on those photos. But yeah, this I think this is almost certainly a prototype. Everything about it screams unfinished game. I mean, there aren't even any maps. I'm pretty sure we've seen this level already. I think it's what, like 3 different maze designs. And it does read something from the protection device, but I don't think it actually uses what it reads. So I don't think there's any protection involved. I think it's just, yeah, this is the game. If you don't coin it up, it doesn't read from there at all. And yeah, when the enemies stack, you can't really kill them all because the yo-yo's not fast enough. You can use the... So, Aussie guy pointing out links between graphic research and Neon Busan leisure system. Yeah, the sound design is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. I mean, it's what you expect from an 80s arcade game, and it is the same sound system as wiping. The hardware itself also has a lot of similarities to, you know, your classic Pac-Man design, really. But, okay, yeah, I really know I can't kill those. So. And the ball gets me. But I think possibly you've seen enough of this game. There's not much more to show you. Yeah, the third green one gets angry when the other ones are dead. But, you know, there's a few different mechanics. That charge at you if it sees you, those fire at you. The enemies do have their own little behaviours. And because they're always in a line of 3, you have to be more tactical to kill those. So you can see that they did have a few ideas in terms of how they were going to balance this thing. Yeah, whatever. I can't be bothered with the points. There's a few games that use protection for colour handling. Golden Axe Revenge of Death Adder does a little bit. If the protection's wrong, some of the colours are wrong. I think, is it King of Boxer? Or something like that? Does. One of the boxing games seems to have protected colours. Neon Busan Leisure System is an arm of Neon Busan, who did wiping. Yeah, I mean, There's probably there are probably connections all over the place. Yeah, I think you've seen all there is to see with this game. I don't think there are any more enemy types. It just gets more and more difficult. I'm not even sure there are any more mazes. Because if you look at the actual graphic viewer, there aren't many more. I think we've seen all those enemy types in there. We've seen all those object types. Still think some of these look better with different palettes, but it doesn't choose those palettes. So, yeah. That's all it is. I mean, because of the numbers on the flags, they've had to use 10 flags for the 10 tiles for the flags. And those are the pickups. Yeah, it's a simple 8-bit game that probably wouldn't have done very well in '84 when it was meant to be released, unfortunately. So let's have a look at something a bit different from some, not the latest release, but a previous one. Okay, so this is probably not what you're expecting to see. The PN8800 FXB from Brother in 1996. I think this is some sort of portable organizer type thing. But I do have my reasons for bringing this up. Good afternoon. Welcome, Brother Super Power Note. So if we go to disk application, Z chip is also on Fire Battle, developed by Graphic Research. Yeah, that's another potential connection. There is Tetris. So this little portable organizer thing has a licensed version of Tetris. Brother Tetris. Don't really like the screen filter on this. I don't know how to turn the screen filter off on this one, in fact. Never mind. Just leave it for now. Okay, so we can select level 4 and height of 4. So we get some garbage pieces to start with. Tetris with a very weird mechanic where the fast fall thing just puts it a block ahead of where you might expect it to be. Well, a block behind where you might expect it to be. I'm not sure. But yes, this is a licensed version of Tetris for basically a personal organizer. But I guess that makes it kind of obscure and kind of interesting. I mean, Tetris did end up in lots of places. And it's kind of interesting to see where the Tetris company licensed their IP out to. And this is one such place. So yeah, I don't know if anybody remembers had one of these back in the day. I mean, I certainly did not have one of these personal organizer type devices. I think I would have failed to see the point in them. But I guess they were quite popular with certain crowds. So it's possible some people remember playing Tetris on one. And now MAME can emulate that version of Tetris. Sadly, it does not have the tune. I'm guessing because the sound hardware on this device is too primitive to be playing any kind of music. Yes. You know, lots of people had flip phones. Yeah, I mean, I had a flip phone, which I preferred over the smartphone, but these other organizer devices just kind of, I mean, kind of reluctant to even want a flip phone, so yeah, it's probably just not for me. But it's nice to find software on them. I guess one day when we actually start emulating a lot of the mobile phones, hopefully we'll see lots of the little games that run those phones and get those emulated. But the phone emulation scene is just diabolical. It's just not happening. I think because a lot of the devices people didn't keep, they traded them in, so there's no examples. There's lots of stuff with internal ROMs, so you can't get the code, and there's lots of stuff that depends on live services, so it just doesn't work anymore. The controls on this are kind of awful if you can't tell. Yes, it's a version of Tetris. Oh, we do get a melody of sorts. Do we want to play again? Yes. It's at level 9. And whatever that does. Oh, that's a bit faster. Because down is rotate and up is drop. Just to confuse you. Who decided that? I don't know. Yeah, it's Tetris. Kind of obscure, which is why I am. If you press Control and S, it brings up a calculator. I mean, doesn't surprise me. It's got all sorts of stuff built in. Look, it's got a fax machine, a spreadsheet, word processing, things to do list, MAME. There's a to-do note, deadline, 34th. Oh, like that. I can't have the 34th. It doesn't exist. 30th. Like what? I don't know. Oh, because it's American format, isn't it? What year? Okay. That seems like. What do you mean invalid setting? That is definitely my deadline for improving the Hyper Neo Geo emulation. Okay. 2030. I can set it for 6 years in the future. There we go. Yeah. Okay. I can. Yeah. We don't need to look at the rest of that. But yeah, it's interesting to see that there's a licensed version of Tetris on that thing. So I did think I'd cover that. Right. I think we stick with this view, don't we? Prepare for the most annoying music ever as we venture into the world of the GameKing 3. And Diamond. Now you might expect Diamond to be a columns or Arkanoid game based on the title, or based on various plug and play type devices you see, but no, Diamond in this instance is a Boulder Dash clone. So yeah, it's on the beautiful GameKing 3 with its ugly as hell screen, and the frame rate is bad. If you move too fast, it doesn't update the screen in time. Oh dear. So yeah, move slowly, otherwise you will move ahead of the screen and just get very confused. Also, yes, the music just keeps doing this, and I don't know if that's an emulation glitch or if that's just the music. But get used to it, because this is what you'll be hearing for a while now. So yes, Diamond is Boulder Dash. GameKing 3. I mean, bless it. It tried. I pause, it does tell me how many diamonds are left in the level, which is handy, I suppose. There's my last diamond. Well, last one I need. Don't need every diamond to exit the level. Yeah, it's a weird display technology that is quite difficult to emulate, which is why it looks like this. If you use HLSL and put loads of bloom and stuff on it, it can look a bit better. So yeah, these mazes even start with things that have no dirt under them, so as soon as you discover them, they fall, which is, again, kind of bad design. Also, I think a proper Boulder Dash game, the whole map tends to get calculated at once, because you can have things falling onto screen from off screen, but in this one I think anything that's off screen does not run any kind of falling or collision logic. Oh, yeah, and I forgot button 1 is retry. Don't press button 1. Because why would button 1 be anything other than the you know, the kill yourself button? Who would have thought that maybe people would just press button 1 expecting it to do something like drop a bomb or something useful, not just go, oh, I want to retry the level. But as you will have noticed, the graphical theme did change. But yeah, just take it slow, otherwise you just get lost. How many more do I need? None. So I can find the exit, it should be good. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the music just looks like this on hardware. I've never played this on hardware. It could be an emulation glitch. How many more do I need? I need 5 more. And I've also not opened up the ROM to have a look to see if there are any more tunes in it, but I have a feeling, you know, given everything else, it's probably just how it is. But yeah, the GameKing processor just isn't not quite fast enough to handle what it needs to handle. I need to find the exits there. Good. Did I die twice? Stage 1. No, I don't want to play it again. I don't want to try and get that far again. It's not much fun. The other GameKing 3 game that was done is Hemic Pac-Man. Start. So it's a bit like NAME 1975. You control the when you're holding the button, you control the cursor. When you're not holding the button, you control the turret at the bottom. For those wondering how it plays. Oh, I got dual shot. But yes, I think I mean the original GameKing is fairly well known and had a reasonably large software library with lots of multi-carts. The GameKing 3, yeah, nobody really knows about it, and it did have a much smaller library. There are still some undone games. A guy with, well, I say a guy, a person with one of the other cartridges has offered to send it to Team Europe. It's another one of the shoot 'em ups, so hopefully that will happen, and we'll have another GameKing 3 done at some point in the near future. Again, there's no definitive list of games that were released on it. We have some speculative lists, but yeah, it's not well documented, and there's not really footage of the games anywhere. So they're always a surprise. Flamethrower. You see, they're clearly putting quite a lot of effort into this game. That's the weird thing. They've got this kind of dreadful piece of hardware which can't run things well and displays things like this. But they tried. They actually tried to make some good games. Tank. Something like a grenade. Ooh. Yes, this level does go on for quite a bit. Yeah, Time Clock's NES games were weird too, the VT ones, weren't they? It's like they wanted to do something, they just didn't have the hardware or didn't have the actual talent, but still tried. Again, the music loop is incredibly short. The Contra style game is very, very difficult. So if anybody does have games they consider to be like really obscure they would like me to play after the ones I've chosen to look at, do let me know, arcade ones and things like that, because I might take a look at a few requests if they are obscure. I'm not planning on this being a very long stream, I just wanted to sort of get these things out of the way and covered, because they're kind of interesting. I do have a few more I want to do myself though. Well, yes, somebody does have to have the best game on the system. I'm not sure which one it is. This may be a contender. The weird thing with the GameKing 3 is it can also run GameKing 1 cartridges, but because the CPU has to do so much extra work, they run worse than on the GameKing 1, and they look worse too because it tries to add colour to them badly. Because it's basically software rendered. Directly at the zone water. I'm going to pretend that's Karnov just not being fighting. Oh, I died. Down. Stage 2, yeah. Yep. Same music unfortunately, but different background. I see KO did split the cloning on 26Z because of the two versions being very different. I think I observed that previously on a stream. Yes. Died again. This level doesn't seem as interesting because it's mostly just a runway, I think. Road? I'm not really sure. That's a health pilot, it is. I died again. But yeah, if the other GameKing 3 game does get done, of course I will find a way to feature that on the stream too, but for now I don't even know if it's been sent to Clash yet. I did ask for a follow-up on that. I've got to hit again. It looks like we've reached the end of this road, or runway, or whatever it is. Let's just going to start another one. Okay, I think there's a road. That's just where a road comes. Is that the flamethrower? Yes, it is. Oh, yes. Fire. Mr. TNT. Mr. TNT and Gorkons are quite obscure. Actually, it's quite difficult for one. And the controls are sluggish, as you'd expect. I just want to see what the bot is of this level, really. I don't know how long the game is, I don't know how many levels it is. I don't know if anybody in the history of whenever has completed it, if people just got bored before that point. I don't know how many lives I've got. I've got hearts in the corner that I thought were my lives, but I seem to be dying quite a lot, but maybe I've just maxed out my lives. Maybe it can only show 2 at maximum and I've got more. I have been picking up a lot of things that look like health. One of those hearts just look half full though, so so this level doesn't even have the boats because there's no water. But yeah, that. Yeah, the music loop's probably using a bunch of the CPU time too. The software rendering, everything's using the CPU time. These aren't well-designed systems. I mean, you can't pretend they are. You would struggle to get a good game out of them. I think they're starting to become bullet sponges as well. But I'm determined to complete this level at least. Look back, folks. Yeah, as you can see, the levels do go on for far too long. This looks boss-like. Oh. I died. So I don't know how it was keeping track of my lives. Maybe I have to pause it to find out how many lives I've got. But I ran out of them at the boss, unfortunately. So we got to see a nice bloody game over screen. So, yeah. I probably could continue, but I'm not going to. So, I don't know if the aspect ratio is entirely correct for that, actually. Are there buildings in the ground with Christmas trees? I think there were some lampposts. So, yeah, that's the 26th Z was an Aussie guy's suggestion. Just going back through the chat right now. I don't think I've missed anything important. So, right, I did want to look at one specific thing. For, yeah. The RX-78 and the new dump, which is Cannonball. This is Hudson Soft doing a Pang type game before Pang. I had this on the Spectrum. I didn't realise it was on so many other platforms. It's on the MSX, and now we have this version on the RX-78 Gundam. So yeah, let's give this a try. Oh. Hold on. Change the keys for this one, because otherwise I've got double map keys. I was moving when I did not want to move. Oh dear. So this is more colourful than the Spectrum version, because the Spectrum version, the bumpers are all yellow. So I'm probably just kill myself off now because, yeah, game over. Yes, it's the ancestor to Buster Brothers / Pang. And, you know, this is an obscure game on an obscure system, so it definitely counts. I did better when I was playing it earlier, though. Twisty shot weapon for the default, yeah. The harpoon. Oh. I don't know why I'm playing so badly at the moment. I think I'm just making it look harder. Yeah, the frame rate doesn't help matters. I mean, you haven't to really guess where things are because it doesn't update that smoothly. And everything moves in tiles. Okay, I can do better than this. I mean, Ghost Hunter's a ticket thing, isn't it? So I'm sure people did play it back in the day. That's the sad thing about those ticket games is no matter how bad they are, somebody probably put hundreds of credits into them to try and win stuff. Yeah, this is Pang before Pang. This is what Hudson put out on a number of platforms. I mean, it was Mitchell that made Pang famous, but yeah, this game from Hudson Soft came before Pang and was on a number of platforms, including the RX-78 here. I believe the MSX as well, and I say the Spectrum. The original should have been an arcade game. It should have been, but as far as I know, it was not. But I mean, if you think about it, it's just asteroids with gravity. But still pretty cool. Yeah, obviously the strategy of these games is to try and not get too many little ones. So I should probably be following that advice and not splitting them early. Man, naught. Game over. I'll keep playing. I think that's being a bit harsh at him. It's definitely not perfect, but not quite tiger. I mean, I guess there must be some agreement. They kind of just stolen the idea. It's too obvious. Ooh. I will clear level 2 at some point. Or maybe I won't clear level 2 at some point. I don't think it's going to do much apart from get more and more difficult. Yeah, Adventure Island is well, it's a case of Sega owning the rights to the name Underboy, isn't it? But Hudson owning the actual game code. The first level's not too bad. Yeah, the hardware is being pushed a bit too hard, I think. Nice concept, but maybe not the best version of the Cannonball the game. I think the Specky version is a bit more playable, although less colourful. I have no experience with the MSX version. So close. So close, and then I made a message at the end. I don't know what I am. Played Leprechaun, that's quite an obscure game. It was for kids. This strategy is probably not wise. Okay, the not wise strategy worked. Leprechaun with the harpoon gun. Maybe. Oh, gee, the 3 of them. I guess it is stage 3, but 3 of them. Okay. Cannonball by Bandai Electronics, copyright 1983 by Hudson Soft. I mean, yeah, it's obscure. Now, I don't know why this starts with the tape playing, because that's really stupid. So let's not start with the tape playing. Cassette player or kettle? Yes, that's up to you to find out. Loading cab. This one has to be loaded from basic, as you can see. No, I don't think the driver should be starting the cassette playing, but it does. I think we should play Leprechaun, actually, after this. They did name their computer after a Gundam. I don't know why. BS Basic. I mean, this kind of. I enjoyed the loading noises. I do like to treat you. I don't know if the game's written in BASIC or it just has to be loaded from BASIC. So, personal computer. Yeah, definitely a noise album. Somebody did actually make attempt to make music with the loading noises. I actually haven't validated. It doesn't. It loads after it keeps loading after it's stopped loading. Apparently, that always concerns me. But personal action game, Yellow Cab. Yes. Now, I did find this to be far too fast when I played it earlier. If you press the button, you will stop moving, but I've got somebody. I have to take them to the den. I failed. Taken to the RX building, which is obviously the Gundam building. It's a colder building. I don't know if this is too fast or not. I do need to get oil every now and again. Oh, I didn't get to the oil in time, so I ran out of oil. There's the RX building. Then if you go too far to the RX building, you crash and die. Yeah. But you can't collect the bonus items. I need to find a person. Not quite crazy Not quite crazy taxis. They want to go to the RX building. It does feel too fast. If it runs too fast, that would mean that the other game is also running too fast, which is concerning. Crazy Taxi Zero. I did better at this when I was not on stream as well. So we will persevere. Because I'm not ready to just call it quit. I want to go to the DB building. There's the DB building. Yeah. If you stop when you're on the building, it causes issues. I am not a very good taxi driver. No, this is nothing to do with Data East Yellow Cab. I think it's just called Yellow Cab because cabs are yellow. Well, at least I'm not getting a copyright claim over the music. Yeah, if you don't stop on the building with the brakes, then you're generally fine. But if you do, then it will count it as if you crashed into the building rather than dropping somebody off. It's just too fiddly and fast, which I don't like. Now I need oil. I got the fuel and then crashed into the house. But yeah, this is definitely obscure. But there must be more levels with police and buses, and I don't know how I'm even meant to cope with what I've got so far. Okay, what I'm going to do is reload it. On road. Okay. Slider controls. CPU overclock 72%. I did this earlier and it was significantly more playable. Honestly, it was significantly more playable. Not much slower, but it's slow enough that I can actually almost navigate now. I got bonus or sun up. Let's go there. I don't know where there is, but I do need some oil, so I better drive over the oil. So, you see, just turning the CPU down a little bit helps. Oh, I'm still not doing very well. Does Devilfish work for this stream? I could play something like that. So, Leprechaun, Devilfish. I would have liked to have got to a different stage on this to see what happens, but I think that's happening. Rally X was made before this computer was made. Was. Okay, there's this. Another try. I'm sure you're all absolutely loving this game. But the best thing you've seen streamed in a long time. All right, I've got to get you to the den. Where is the den? Oh, well, I can just crash into somebody's house and stuff. The den's there. Bonus again. Need somebody to pick up. There we go. You want to be taken to the SAS. Don't know why, but you do. Weirdly, you can't crash into the sides, but it just drains your fuel really, really quickly. It's driving around aimlessly and crashing into things again. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, it's up there. I keep forgetting where it is. I need to find a passenger. In Japan, did like their taxi games. There's a few. I mean, there's Taxi Driver in the arcade, and obviously there's Crazy Taxi. Data East did Yellow Cab. But yeah, I don't think I'm getting to the it depends for Minius. I mean, I can run a lot of 3D effects stuff at full speed. It depends on your hardware. But yeah, that was a Yellow Cab. You know what? I'm going to play Leprechaun because rainbows. And it is kind of obscure. It's a game that was designed for kids. Yeah, Quarantine. I mean, that's not a Japanese game, though, is it? Quarantine. But it's just having a taxi game. Leprechaun. So, yeah. Pot of gold. Basically, you've just got to get to the pot of gold. Hey, Adam Garcia. There's lots of pots on lots of trees on the way. I can do that if I want. You get more points if you turn the trees blue. But yes, a game for kids that does have you playing as Leprechaun. Well, no, you're not the Leprechaun, are you? You're running away from the Leprechaun, but you're still trying to get the pot of gold. I don't know. You're not the Leprechaun. The Leprechaun is the enemy. So you're stealing the Leprechaun's pot of gold? Is that a ZX Spectrum version of the arcade game? I've not played any ZX Spectrum games yet. One Spot has one of these. Yeah, the game is super basic. Ozon I has legacy content from Triple Punch. Interesting. Ozon I is kind of terrible. It's also very obscure. So yeah. Fortunately, yeah, this is the game. You just run around getting this pot of gold while obviously making this Leprechaun rather angry and painting trees blue. Going through forests with silly names. You can teleport between different places using the house, which changes colour when you go in it also. Because logic. It releases Pot of Gold by Game Plan. Yeah, and it's basically the same game as Pirate's Treasure. Oh, I can't stand Beezer. Beezer just drives me mad. Beezer is infuriating. Look at this. I run across a rainbow. And, I think I've got an extra life for this non-effort of playing so far, in my opinion. But yes, the rainbow is your reward. This actually crashed in MAME for a long time after a while. I think that was fixed last year. So, yeah. Now it doesn't even kick you off after playing for too long. It just lets you keep playing. Yeah, Beezer is probably one of the worst games in MAME. Beezer and, as Lord BB8 rightly says, Picking. Picking is just diabolical. I wonder if the undump sets of Picking actually, because he does also correctly point out that there's no way you're getting the bonus points on any of the levels in Picking. You have too much to do and the countdown is so fast. So, yeah, we've only got one set of Picking, and maybe Valadon just gave up on it. Or maybe there are sets that don't have a ridiculous timer? I really don't know. Anyway, this game offers no real challenge, as you can see, because it's a kid's game. Tugboat's also a kid's game, which we could look at. Jingle! Jingle, jingle bells. Reminds you of food fight. I'm just going to let the Leprechaun get me. Oh well, the Leprechaun got me. I lost one of my far too many lives. Why it even gives you bonus lives? I don't know. I think they should have done this like Spy Hunter, whereby, you know, for the first 5 levels you've got infinite lives, and after that you've got 1 life. I mean, that would have worked for a kid's game. Well, I'm just not playing this, I'm just letting myself get caught by the Leprechaun. Game over, play one. Can we actually have a look at Tugboat too? Because Tugboat did improve last year in MAME. There's a Rainbow Leprechaun. But yeah, kids' games are weird. But yeah, let's quickly look at Tugboat then. Because this didn't used to scroll properly in MAME, but it does scroll properly now. It's still terrible. It's still another kids' game. It's kind of insulting even to kids, I think, but a lot of the kids' products are. But look, it scrolls smoothly these days. This is the game. But if that was the Popeye theme, probably not licensed. But you have a honk button, a horn button, and you can collect these things. And honestly, this is all you have. Keeping kids occupied. But yeah, this used to scroll in tiles. It was fixed last year, I think, so it just scrolls properly now. Not that you're ever going to care, not that it improves the game, not that anybody's going to actually play this. I think, yeah, I think it's very small child. It doesn't offer enough visually, even for the time it was released, and there's nothing, it's just like move left and right very slowly. You have a honk button. But then again, I mean, you look at the later kids' ride games, and they don't offer much more. They have pretty graphics. But, would a kid have been impressed by this in the early 80s? Yeah, I mean, a kid often would just play something like Pac-Man, not do very well, but at least it was a game. I think it might go a bit faster now. Yeah, it goes a little bit faster now, you see. A little bit faster. It's still the same garbage. Oh, that accepts coins. The parent has to give the coiny kid a coin. Oh, I crashed. Oh dear. My boat has sunk. What a tragedy. Can't crash into the edges though. You cannot run aground. You only crash into the logs. No, it's not quite Adventure Canoe, is it? Game over, player number 1. Good. I'm glad it's game over. The sinking and the Popeye theme are the only worthwhile things about that. Right. Okay. So we just put something unexpected on. Nobody expects me to crack out the GP32, do they? GP32. Yes, because at one point in time the GP32 was all the rage, apparently. At least in certain cinemas. I did get some emulators ported to it somehow, even though it's absolutely awful in terms of hardware. Yes, I thought, why not look at some GP32? Because, you know, technically it does run in MAME. I'm not sure anybody's going to want to play it. The games are distinctly janky. It does have a Pinball Dreams port, but that does not run well in MAME. The audio is all over the place. I'm not sure why. But it's better than Tugboat. I hold the button, it does that, which I don't even know what is. Is it a charge attack? Maybe. But yeah, this is. Apparently, this is one of the better games on the platform, according to what I looked up. That makes me worry. Your jump is so short. Even the double jump. Work training video. Where did that enemy just come from? I just want to get up there, please. This is just not good level design. What am I? Am I a vegetable? I mean, I've not even quite worked that out yet. What is my objective? What am I doing? I've got to get to the end of the stage. Go right, collect certain number of things. But, okay, there's nowhere to go here. Do I have to kill enough enemies? It's not even telling me what to do. I don't know. I know the GP2X is the one that people use a long time for MAME and stuff like that, which is the more powerful one, which obviously MAME does not really run much. But this one's only got 40 megahertz arm or something. Yeah, the 60 megahertz arm in fact. Which is still kind of powerful compared to what MAME often emulates. I don't even know what I'm meant to be doing. It's just a start, isn't it? I'm just walking on spikes because I can. It's in the background. There's still something to beat up down here. Sweet, I didn't get there. More sweet to get here. Okay, maybe down here is the way. I mean, it kind of reminds me of those Moan on Colour games, which I'm surprised I haven't started looking from the stream, to be honest. I'm not sure I want to play League of Legends fighting today. No, it can't go that way. What was that? Oh, I can jump on those. Okay. Fine. Okay, now I'm... Okay, I respawned from the bridge. Fair enough. Am I going to attack those up there? Probably not. Now I can get these sweets. No, I can't get home. Can I go this way? Oh, just about. Maybe this is the way. Maybe this isn't the way. I don't know, the spikes. I don't like spikes. I thought it was on that platform, but clearly it wasn't. I mean, this is just near the end of the level, which is not the end of the level. Spikes again, but I'm going to... Okay. I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing. Down here? No, not down there. I think I press escape on that one and we don't talk about it again. I mean, it doesn't mean we have to completely forget about the Game Part 32 though. I don't think anybody really uses the Game Part 32 in MAME, which is why I decided to, you know, bring it up here. Kind of obscure. Yeah, I just didn't understand the map design there, or even what I was meant to be doing. I was meant to get everything in the level. You know, it clearly wasn't go to the right. Tonak, save the Earth again. Start game. Start game. This was a hand-poked console thing from Korea. Which did have some commercial software. Including this shoot 'em up. So yeah, I'm guessing most people watching the stream will have never played the shoot 'em up, so that's obscure to me. quite an X68 ship, is it? It's more competent than the other. I'll give it that. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of homebrew on the system, but it did have a proper commercial market. So, it's just at that period where, well, even the commercial games feel a little bit like PG games. They're Korean for the most part, I think, and their industry probably wasn't quite ready. All these bullets are incredibly difficult to see, I'll say that much about it. I don't know what that pack does. It's struggling a little bit. This is the game struggling, not MAME. MAME's still running at 100% speed. I don't know where I'm going to be shooting at the bomb. I died. Let's send him back to the start of the stage. I don't think I want to play the stage again. Yeah, it was very difficult to see the bullets against the background there. Not ideal, I'll have to say. Okay, let's have a look at another obscure system. The Uzebox. The game itself, maybe not so obscure. It's the equal of, well, another well-known title, Donkey Kong. That boss did look a bit NMK, or even maybe a bit like a Metal Slug type boss. I think it was tiny in this version of Donkey Kong. Especially Kong. I don't know if these are commercial now. I think these are all homebrew. This is the Uzebox, yes. Previously we were on the GamePort 32. Discuss my poor Donkey Kong skills. Do that. Yeah, this is a hobbyist thing. It's an interesting one because of the processor choice and things like that. So there are some interesting ports on it, including obviously Donkey Kong, as you see here. Not arcade perfect, it's clearly a reproduction, not done with the original sources or references, but you know what, it's quite a respectable effort. I do like to see this type of thing, and it's like why I'm quite interested in seeing the Spectrum Next driver if it gets merged, because there are things like Donkey Kong versions of that too. No, they should have ported Zookeeper. Would have been far better. This has the unfamiliar level at ordering too. But yeah, in terms of obscure, I'm including things that people probably haven't ever tried to run in MAME before, or maybe aren't even aware that MAME emulates. And sort of a homebrew system like this, yeah, I think it counts. It's a shame there aren't more games and things like Gigatron, because that could have been quite interesting. So, there is a port of Pac-Man. We'll have a little look at that. Hey, Shizy, hope you're doing well. Play out this credit. Okay, well that was Donkey Kong for the Uzebox. Yeah, there is a port of Pac-Man. Look at the tiny little cute ghosts. So yes, this super obscure game Pac-Man. I mean, again, it's clearly a reproduction. It doesn't really feel that much like Pac-Man or look that much like Pac-Man with the tiny little ghosts, but the way I just had to go through the ghost there to eat it was very weird. And the collision boxes seem unusual. And the inputs there's quite a lot of input latency on this. It's not the most pleasant version of Pac-Man to play, I would say. Unless it's actually trying to emulate Pac-Man in the background and representing it in a weird way, I'm not really sure. But like the collision boxes aren't where you think they're going to be. I'm not sure. There's lots of things in MAME that I'm not entirely aware of. So there are probably things that I would be surprised to find out myself. The Ghost AI seems to be there, I have to say. Those are behaving pretty much as I'd expect them to. The most annoying thing here is the input latency. Very, very noticeable. The giant Pac-Man is a normal sized Pac-Man. Yeah, I've played worse versions, but could definitely live without this nasty input. The Donkey Kong, on the other hand, was very responsive, so it surprises me. We'll play out the credit. Right, survive. Yeah, there is a port to Chucky Egg 2. It doesn't play as well as I hoped it would. I tested that one before the stream. Chucky Egg is actually really good. Chucky Egg should have been an arcade game. Chucky Egg 2, on the other hand, is not really good. Chucky Egg 2 is awful. We do not talk about Chucky Egg 2 ever. To be fair, this gets more things right than that My Arcade port of Pac-Man to the Mega Drive hardware, where there's so many imperfections, it's laughable. Or even some of the other recent ones. The Basic Fun one, that was terrible. At least has the correct things happening at the correct times. Hey Bob, not too bad, thank you. I hope you're doing well too. Good to see you around. I just thought I'd play some more obscure things since MAME's emulated some more obscure things lately. I know, yeah, there is a reason I'm looking at the Uzebox, because Boogly did put in some performance improvements for it in one of the fairly recent MAME versions, so it does run a bit better on slightly lower end machines now. It's still got quite high system requirements, but it's not as high as it used to be. I mean, on this machine, I can now get to 260% when I'm running this game, which, you know, it's better than it used to be, which was barely scraping 100. So, yeah, that's the Pac-Man Uzebox port. Okay. Shall we stick with Pac-Man? Kind of. Now, I couldn't get most software for this machine to work. I guess it doesn't work. But I found some software that would load. I don't know if it ever meant to work. The driver is marked as preliminary in the comments, but then it's also marked as working in general, so I don't know. Okay, that didn't work as I wanted it to. I thought this worked. I'm sure I played this one earlier. So now it's not behaving. Or I'm doing something wrong. Hold on, let me try again. I went through this driver and tried various different machines in the driver to see which one actually ran the game. And I thought I found this one did, but now it appears to be telling me otherwise. Maybe the driver is just incredibly unreliable and randomly works. That would explain a lot. But yes, it's Soviet computer time, which I don't think you're going to get much more obscure than random Soviet computers. So, play game. Okay, and that just crashed MAME. Interesting. I could have sworn that worked earlier, but it does not want to work now. Oh well. I think the driver just doesn't work very well, to be honest. However, since it's Soviet computer time, I think we can all play a little bit of Tetris. Again. Because you can't load up a Soviet computer and not play Tetris, can you? A version of Tetris. I don't think this is licensed somehow. I'm pretty sure this is a homebrew port of Tetris, but it's Tetris on a Soviet computer, and that is just something that has to be done. It definitely fits the definition of obscure. But yeah, it'd be nice to see some of these Soviet drivers get more attention, and even the software list improved. I mean, the software list naming on these is just nonsense. That nothing's properly sorted or named. I've looked at other Soviet systems and only been able to find the games tied to online emulators, where to get the actual files you have to basically look at the website scripts and see where it's downloading them from. You can't seem to find them outside of those websites, and it's just a mess, and they really need some love from people who know what they're doing with them. And also, you know, with these ones, there's a bunch of systems in the driver. I don't know if all the games are meant to be compatible with all the systems, which may be where I've gone wrong with Pac-Man. But if you run them with the wrong systems, they don't work, it seems. And some of the games I couldn't find any system that worked with, so maybe they're just emulation issues. But yeah, it's not really documented. So I don't know what I'm doing. And that's a shame, because it means people aren't really going to be able to easily experience the things if they too can't really work out what's what and what's meant to work with what. And it just definitely needs better documentation to make these a little more accessible to people who well, are not going to have knowledge of the system. It's again, this has got slightly awkward controls. This, which down is rotate. Why is down rotate on all of these? Anyway, no, I don't want to play again. I think that's that. Yeah, world record score. Speed one. I think I call it a speed one. So was there a different Pac-Man set that works with that? There might have been. This one doesn't work either. We'll give up though. This one seems to work. There we go. So I just ran the wrong Pac-Man set. So here we go. Text mode Pac-Man. Yes, these Russian systems. I mean, has anybody else really sat down and decided to play this on stream? I mean, if they have, please let me know, because I'll probably follow them, because I'd love to see this kind of thing played on stream. But somehow, I don't think anybody will have done. But yes, it's text mode Pac-Man on a Soviet computer. And it's every bit as janky as you would expect it to be. And it crashed after doing a level. Interesting. Well, at least you got to see. In fact, I still have one top remaining, I'm sure. Yeah, I think this drive is not really in the best state, or the games aren't in the best state, or I don't really know. I did say obscure. I did manage to get one other game to load when I was testing earlier. Now this is weird, because it's a bit like Tetris, except you use your cursor to go and get the piece. You put it through the piece, and then you take it to the bottom yourself. So it's a game that's not straight up just Tetris. It's a game with gameplay that I've not actually played before. It's a bit like that dance and puzzle thing from Elith, but that's just confusing. That's an obscure game, but I don't think Dance and Puzzle actually works properly, so I don't really want to cover it, because I think it runs too slowly, or at least doesn't make sense to me. Although it is obscure enough. These just end up looking like Lego bricks, though, because of the background. But no, I messed that up by not dropping it in the right place. It's a little bit fiddly. You thought I was only going to play obvious knockoff games on this, but yeah, this is actually kind of neat. And I don't think it's super enjoyable, but it's a bit different. I'm not going to bore you with too much more of it though. Yes, you control the cursor. Once you drop a piece, the cursor will automatically start going back up, which is again interesting. Feels like cleaning your room. I mean, is that not just Tetris in general? Is Tetris not just the cleaning up simulator? If you don't do anything with pieces, they do settle themselves. So, you know, I can speed this up and go, ooh, look, it's raining pieces. And then it just restarts. Now it looks like a screensaver. Running at 4,000% speed. Hey, yeah. It's not really random, is it? Look where the pieces keep landing. They don't feel very random. Anyway, I think we've seen enough of that. I did say to somebody I would take a quick look at Devilfish as an arcade game that's kind of obscure, so let's do that. So let's have a quick look at Devilfish. Yeah, that is a kind of a chore. I should probably look at that ELF game. This is super quiet, by the way. I remember there's been a problem last time I streamed it. There is audio, but you can barely hear it. I'm not turning it up. You have to squeeze through gaps like Olibuchu. And yeah, don't do that. I can't actually remember what you do in this game, but I feed the things. I mean, I can feed them. I don't know if feeding them is good. That one got stuck though. I think oh, it got unstuck. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I get them stuck and then I take them home. There's a Galaxian hardware port. Yeah, maybe the Galaxian hardware port. Let me try the Galaxian hardware port. See if it's any better. Oh, yeah, at least it doesn't sound super quiet. It looks kind of ugly. That doesn't mind me actually. There's one thing I do need to look at. You got stuck, which means I can get you and take you to the house, possibly, if I can get that. So yeah, you catch them basically by making them bigger so they get stuck on stuff. I remember this one now. Home with you. There we go. And you build up picture of the fish in the middle, don't you? Oh, you got stuck anyway. Good. Even the tiny ones get you. I thought you could just pick the tiny ones up. But no, you can't. I mean, it's quite an interesting game concept. I don't mind the game concept here. Yeah, I guess you have to feed the bigger ones multiple times to catch them. I have to squeeze through there myself. Oh, I'll get these two. Let's get the fish back to the home. Let's try and get this back. No, I don't think this is a bad game, really. Not very good at it, as you can see. Magic of Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. Arctic was based in Taiwan. Interesting. So, I think of many good games from Taiwan. There's that Space Harrier, that one. What's it called? Mirax. I think that's Taiwanese, isn't it? That's a pretty good one. In terms of the early games, obviously IGS later on would have kind of put Taiwan on the map. But yeah, I'm not going to be completing a level in this one. But this did remind me, actually, there was something else I wanted to have a look at on Galaxian hardware. You may have played Superbike on Donkey Kong hardware or Superbike on CVS hardware. This is the Donkey Kong hardware version. You will note it's fairly slow paced. Give it a little try. The CVS version is even slower. But so that's the Donkey Kong hardware version. This was recently dumped. The Galaxian hardware version. And compared to the Donkey Kong hardware version, yeah, this seems to go quite fast. This now feels like a Superbike. And this is much faster than any other version of the game. It actually lives up to the title of Superbike. Not Crazy Frog Bike. So you've actually got a version of Superbike that is somehow more fun to play than any other version of Superbike. And it's this Galaxian version. I mean, I'm assuming it's meant to be this fast. It certainly helps the game being this fast. You know, it's not... Why did they call this bike Super anymore? It's like, yeah, this bike's pretty fast. Now somebody will probably tell me it's not meant to be this fast, and I will be very disappointed. But at the moment, I'm not complaining. this really is Hyper Superbike, yes. Hyper Super Megabike turbocharged 1980 something. I'm still not very good at it, as you can see, but I'm having more fun while not being very good at it. Press the wrong button. Yeah, but I mean, this is hard. I mean, just for reference, this is the original CVS version. How super is this bike? Now, I know the CVS is a little underpowered, but yeah, I guess this is just how fast the CVS version is. I mean, obviously it looks a bit nicer, but and it's a lot easier to do the jumps on this version. It's like almost an entirely different game just because the speed's so different. Yeah, the bootleg looks terrible, but I'd rather play the game with the faster speed than this, which is just so painfully slow. I mean, okay, I admit I have never played this on original CVS, but unless MAME is doing a really terrible job of emulating CVS and getting the speed completely wrong, then I guess this is just how it is. The DK version is also quite slow. I briefly looked at that before the other set. But yeah, that's, say, a recent clone that was added, which is quite interesting, at least to me. Because of, well, how different it is to the other sets that we have. Okay. I looked at those before briefly. I think when I last looked at these, this one didn't run quite at the right speed, so is it this game I want? I think it is. So the Compact Vision TV Boy. This is a very obscure system. It's a bit like the Dragon 32 in original Coco, but where the cartridges had an MCU instead of regular ROM. Basically, the CPU and everything's in the cartridge, which is why it took long to dump them. I did cover these on a stream before, all the games, because there aren't many of them. But I think when I covered them, this game was running too quickly. So I thought, you know, since we're doing obscure things, I'll pick it back up and have a little look at it again now. It's probably at the correct speed. So again, if anybody's got any game suggestions, Porky is a rework of Superbike. Maybe we should look at Porky then again. Actually, it's obscure enough, but yeah. We are on 2.5 hours. I guess I'm going to go for 3 hours. I could probably do with some suggestions for obscure things. Uncle Pooh's not obscure anymore, Bob. Everybody knows Uncle Pooh. I mean, I could try to remember what one of the brick games we emulated was called. I'm doing quite badly at this, unfortunately. I think I've looked at brick game recently anyway. But yeah, of the games on this platform, I kind of like this one better than most of the others. It might be simple, but it's kind of good fun. Leprechaun port's not bad either. A little arena shooter here. For some reason, this style of game works far better in 2D than 3D. If you show me something like some of the was it Tokyo Wars, the Namco one, I never really enjoy it, but when you do that in 2D, it just works a bit better for me. But yeah, Porky, this is a bit like Superbike. So now it was mentioned, yes, let's quickly look at it. I don't think it's the same code base, but it's clearly the same basic idea. The adventure vision, I mean, maybe? Big bonus. I'm actually doing very well though. I keep landing on bombs. I really should try and play the game properly. It does feel similar in some ways, doesn't it? The flickering screen, the sort of way it works when you insert a coin. Oh, yeah, the wolf. Because of course the wolf killed you. I wonder if it actually shares any code or if they just used a very similar concept. do get the very annoying collision on the jumps. I keep landing on the first spot, and yes, it's probably a sign that I shouldn't play the game. I mean, this jump over objects while avoiding things formula was kind of popular. I say popular. It happened with the Spanish developers on the 8-bit systems, and even 16-bit. We got like army moves and navy moves and things like that, which were very much the same sort of concept of trying to shoot things and grab things at the same time. Or maybe Beach Buggy Simulator, but I actually like that one. It's more like Scramble, but with a buggy. Yeah, same CPUs. So you could have a point there, you know. I'm not good at this. That's stating the obvious, but really not. Yeah, that's just like the bus, isn't it? But no, it's that. So, it does feel a bit too similar to not be connected in some way. But I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, both companies, I think, did conversion kits. So there might be somebody who was really enthusiastic about conversion kits who worked for both of them. So, this may not end well. Lucky you. I've got 4 buttons, okay. The Adventure Vision. Slightly less flickery than it should be, but believe me, that is for the best. Oh, got me. It's not very easy to see what's going on. It's like the Virtue Boy, but worse. I am a piece of Tetris. I have escaped my game and joined the Defender world. I am not half as maneuverable as I feel I should be. Hyperspace. The collision on your shots is absolutely dreadful in this. I'm sorry, but I'm shooting things and they are not dying. It's not quite what I was trying to do. Looks like the controls are... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Vectrix is a lot cooler than this. this is definitely obscure, so, I mean, playing it makes sense. Is it the Bandai handheld thing with the, like, 2 games that's obscure too, but I can't remember what it's called. You stole my Hemic. You paid for that. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't live in the age of the Adventure Vision or ever have one. I don't think I would have enjoyed it. And, yeah, I get go try and do something different, but I don't think I've actually done a Loopy stream, no. Does remind me of something I should do though. The problem is Loopy is kind of difficult to demonstrate on stream. And I did want to wait for some better sound emulation at all. But I could potentially show some of it, I just haven't prepared much to show. Likewise, Beano and stuff like that. Beano is an interesting one, but difficult to show on stream. Okay, that's just an assault on my eyes. Okay, assault on my eyes is just this in general. Yeah, the M5, I did M5 before a little bit. I haven't done any ColecoVision SGM games, no. That's something I may need to research. Is that the one where there's some, is it MSX ports on the ColecoVision, or I'm thinking of something else? Yeah, I think I saw some pictures of them, but I don't know much more about it at the moment. I mean, technically this is Defender. But, I'm assuming I killed everybody on the planet at some point, because I have no planet left, and it's not going back to them. Oops, I think I hyperspaced into something. Well, I'll have to have a look at that then, Bob. I mean, not right now, because it would require research and it's currently streaming, but yeah, it's one that caught my eye. Okay, well, this is dependent on the Adventure Vision, which is an experience. Certainly an experience. Progress. Progress is. I've got something I do want to show first though, because this was recently accepted as a submission. The Prin-C. Now it doesn't load anything from cartridge at the moment, unfortunately, so you can't do much with it. It has to be said. Actually, I want the mouse enabled, don't I? Hold on. is machine configuration, controller pen. There we go. So this is another one of those sticker type units that QUFB, I think it is, has been working on. It uses a rather obscure CPU, which nothing else in MAME uses really. The well, not much. The Fujitsu, well, the MB90611A. I think maybe there's like some CD-ROMs and stuff that use it, but yeah. So there's not much in it. Oh yeah, enter is the button we need. But we can go game and go this one, and we can go here, and we can play pairs. If you really wanted to play pairs. There's no sound emulation. But yeah, it's where things are. It's probably just telling me in a sound clip that I'm doing it wrong. There is an AI versus mode in it, but yeah, there's not much to show with this one yet. We'll reset it and just show the other modes. You can go into here, I think, and then you go like over there, and it should bring up some stickers or something. I don't know. Maybe not. Oh, you can draw stuff. Woo. I can put some extra text on the screen. I can go in there and what comes up? Oh, some stickers. There we go. I see. We've got the paintbrush. Do that. I can check the colour. Can I? This is not doing what I thought it would do. It's drawing pencils. Paintbrush does. Maybe I need a different key to use it, or maybe it's still a little bit buggy at the moment. But I'm not sure. Anyway, plus. Oh, I can copy and paste. Yes, I think I can go there, and then I can paste that part elsewhere. You just get the paintbrush out, and oh no, the paintbrush is the fill can. Interesting. What's the go? Is this just a different set of stickers? Oh no, it's a face maker. So yeah, I can put my little face that I just made on here. Magnifying glass. Oh, okay, that just zooms. That just zooms in on an area. I don't know if I want to do that. How do I unzoom? No, unzoom. But okay. Yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. It's a kid's sticker painting type thing, which had a bunch of cartridges, but there's currently no cartridge reading hookup, so you can't use the cartridges. But I thought that was quite interesting. It's not quite there working yet, and as you see, there's no sound emulation. You can crash it in certain situations, but kind of nice to see progress being made on it. And as Aussie Guys says, yes, it is better than video art from LGN. Can't remember what was worth checking out on the Loopy though. I can have a look, see what it does. Actually, I probably don't see anything. Do I don't know. Loopy. Yeah, there was some progress on the Loopy, I think, last year. But I don't really know what I'm doing with any of it. So here I get to make a dog. Choose the background. Yeah. Okay. Choose the palette. Okay, it can be a different colour dog. So choose the music. Well, that's a bit pointless because there is no music. Write a message. I don't know. Okay. But the dog is now saying something. Change the shape of the speech bubble. Yeah. Okay. Change the colours of the speech bubble. Yeah. So again, this is the Casio Loopy. I guess I can't do anything other than the basic things. Can I edit what they look like? Do I have any more control over it, or is that it? Is it that limited? Oh no, I can do stuff down here. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I don't know what anything does. I can no longer control it. But yeah, you make things. The Loopy was its own console. It's far too powerful for what it actually is. It's a really ridiculously complex piece of video hardware. Casio just made basically a kids printer thing for girls with a sticker maker, I think. Not quite sure why, if I'm honest with you. So anyway, yeah, what was mentioned? I know what was mentioned. Obscure game was mentioned earlier in the chat. Hold on. Vertical on beef. I think Ozon I mentioned this one. It's a fairly obscure arcade game called Ozon I from Chrome. And it was mentioned there were some leftovers somewhere, I don't know where, in the graphics. Anyway, maybe just in the code. But yeah, it's for a technical game that's not myself command. It's not analog, so very difficult to get where you need to be. I guess it's sort of reverse Space Invaders in the sense that you're trying to defend the fleet of tanks rather than blow up a fleet of invaders. But, I'm not really sure it's that much fun. But you think this was developed by the same people as Triple Punch, as again? Yeah, basically, that's what it is. They could have done far more with that hardware that the Loopy has than just a sticker printer. Well, this game doesn't really do much. Defend tanks. Keep defending tanks. Defend tanks more. I don't think you can even get any tanks back, so I'm not sure the enemies ever change up. Yeah, this is just this. This feels more like a game that would be on a plug and play than an arcade game. Okay, Space Invaders itself was quite a simple concept, but this came out long after Space Invaders. The main character is from Triple Punch. Ah. Yeah, Sega's Commando itself is pretty obscure, because, well, overshadowed by the better known Capcom Commando. There we go. Last tank destroyed, which means it's game over. Oh, no, not game over. Oh, I thought that was instant game over. You get your tanks back when you lose it. You just lose a life. Okay, I thought it was game over for some reason. That's how long it's been since I've played this one. It would have made sense for it to be game over, but apparently not. Or maybe I was just wishing it would be game over because it's dull. I think Triple Punch was the better game. Just doesn't do anything. Round 4, which is going to be just the same as round 3, isn't it? Just with 45 points to shoot down now. I mean, the hardware's not even good enough for it to have a day-night cycle because it's just a P-ROM for the colours. I mean, that could have made it a bit more interesting, but you really do need more enemy types. What exactly? They've not even got that many frames of animation, so I'm not even sure why this is so primitive. Even some of that Moon Crest had far more types of enemies. All the tanks have gone. I think Leprechaun is quite well known at this point, even if it's terrible. Yeah, this is way too dated for 83. Had this come out maybe 80, 81. Could have been okay, but we'll probably call the stream after this game anyway, because I'm not really feeling like playing too much else. And we have covered a bunch of our obscure stuff and got the recent additions covered. I mean, I could look at the Opera cart. No, it's not really worth it. I've already done a video on it. I know I'm bound to have forgotten something, but we'll see. We'll see what I do next time. I don't think I'll be doing a Twitch follow-up to this one. Because A, it's already 9:30, and B, I don't have that much more obscure content to look at. At least not in terms of new editions, and I didn't really research many older ones, so yeah. I think with that game over, I am therefore going to call a close to the stream. So thank you again to everybody who's been here. I hope you've enjoyed a slightly different set of content. So I've definitely been a bit unusual this time, trying to bring up some things like the Uzebox, things I've not streamed before. I have streamed, I think, Frog on the Uzebox before, but none of the other ones, say the Gundam RX-78 games, those TCH prototypes which were worth looking at, the Galaxian hardware Superbike set, that was one I definitely wanted to cover because it struck me as interesting, and say the Prin-C thing, which we just saw a driver submitted for. I could, in theory, look at the Beaner and things like that, but I'll probably do this another time. But yeah. That was in the arcades, Bob, and it probably not in many arcades, not for very long. But yeah, thank you, everybody. It's been good seeing you all, and I hope I will catch you on the next one, or whenever that may be. So, after a time.